Greetings, greetings, greetings. Thank you so much for coming back for another episode of the CJ Wilkins YouTube channel. I want to have a conversation this morning about the importance of an element of motivation that I see few people talk about on social media. There's a lot of, uh, life coaches, a lot of people that post about wisdom and inspiration and motivation and a lot of great ones, I may add, a lot of great content creators who do put out content that is geared towards speaking life in the people, right? But there's one element of success that I rarely hear people talk about, if ever. And that's what I'm going to do an episode about today. I want to talk about focus. And this one here isn't geared towards any gender or age group or anything. This is if you're 17, if you're 37, if you're 58, if you're 78, you're 91, if you're 13, if you're 28, black, white, male, female, doesn't matter. One of the key elements of success is focus, right? And people always talk about, you have to grind hard and, go get the bag and they give different puzzle pieces, right, to the overall equation. But one of the primary things that you have to do if you want to be successful is you have to have focus. More so now than ever, because with the onset of social media and, the internet, and there's so many vehicles of distraction, I call it. There's so many vehicles of distraction that are like vying to take your attention. The average, I think I saw something that said every day you're presented with over 60,000 forms of advertising. That's on social media. That's on if you're driving to and from work, the billboards that you see, the ads on the radio, when you're scrolling on your phone, when you're in the bathroom, because you're taking a little bit too long on a break. You're passing advertisements of some sort. You go to the gym, you're listening to your music. If you don't have ad-free listening, you're listening to ads in between songs. So you're inundated with so many things that are pulling and tugging at you to distract you. If you're not a person who knows how to disengage and separate temporarily, of course, you can't permanently separate from all of these things that are set to, take your attention away, right? But you can do things to where you can set parameters to where you're able to tune and block out things, right? Some people have apps on their phones that lets them know they've had too much screen time, or they have, like alarm set to where, okay, I'm gonna cut out this block of time each day and focus on something meaningful. This is very important that you do this. And one of the key elements you're going to need is focus. And the reason why focus is so important, on top of the inundation of social media and the internet and video games and music and streaming services where you can binge watch a whole series, like no one stops you after 2 episodes and say, hey, get up and go get a drink of water. Get up and go for a walk outside. Get up and, go get a breath of fresh air. Get up and go do 10 squats or like a sit up or something. No one tells you to do that. So you have, with the freedom of choice and an onset of so much, so many distractions, right? If you're someone who wants to be successful or you're trying to be successful, it's very easy to fall off the trail because you quote unquote don't have focus, right? So, and this is an issue that I've had a long time. Like I've just gotten to the point maybe 2 years ago to where I'm able to really focus the way that I'm supposed to, and there's a lot of reasons as to why some people can't focus that may be like medically induced. So I'm not a medical professional. I can't give you advice on how to function if you have ADHD, or I am aware that there are actual medical diagnoses as to why some people have a tougher time focusing. I'm not going to say they can't focus because I believe anyone can focus. But you have to make it your mission to start. Wherever you are, you have to start. And I think sometimes people look at where they are and they look at where they want to get to. They look at the end game, they look at the big picture or like the goal or the destination, I say, right? And the gap and the distance between where they are right now and where they want to be is so far, it's so grandiose that in their mind, it's going to take a Herculean feat for them to accomplish it or achieve it. What I've learned in my life is that nine times out of 10, that may not be true, right? Sometimes the distance between where you are and where you want to be, it comes down to just focus. Being able to say, hey, and some people may say commitment, or some people may say, dedication. And these are all like, great adjectives, like for the term, but you really want to just have focus. You want to be able to really, really laser in on a certain goal or a set destination that you want to accomplish and something that you want to achieve, and you have to go for it. You just flat out gotta go for it. There's no shortcut, there's no easy way to it. You just gotta focus. And the beauty in focusing is that when you focus, set aside 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the beginning. Don't try to like, do such a big chunk to where it's overwhelming. But if you watch an episode of a show on like Netflix, like a sitcom, it's most sitcoms are 30-minute shows, right? So if you just say, I'm gonna take an episode of like Friends or Seinfeld or Martin, right? I'm gonna take that time block and I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna create an e-course. I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. I'm gonna write a fitness plan. I'm gonna write a business plan for an idea that I've had for a long time and I never acted upon. There's something to be said about the importance of really focusing and locking in on what it is you want to do. Because I promise you, it's doable. It's anything you can imagine. There's two things you have to understand about all of it. One, someone's done it before. And two, you can do it too. But you got to focus. People live, breathe, and die on their phones, on their gaming systems, on the busy lives they have, on social media. But one thing that is guaranteed going to get you to where you want to get to, one thing that's for sure going to help you achieve your goals in life, is you have to be focused. Being able to lock in on a project or an item to where that's the only thing that's getting your attention for 30 minutes, for an hour. And sometimes too, I know like if you're listening to this, you may be able to relate a little bit. Sometimes when I lock in on certain items and I just give myself 30 minutes, I find myself getting so locked in that I kind of become inundated with it. And not inundated to where I'm just, not inundated to where I'm just overworking, but that 30 minutes can easily become an hour and a half, 2 hours. And the productivity that I set out to create for that day or complete ends up being, I end up creating far more than what I was, like originally setting out to do. But that comes from focus. And there's a level of gratification that comes once you've been focused and once you've locked in and once you've done what you made a promise to yourself that you were going to do. And you had the discipline to focus and really say, I'm going to sit down and take a break from the world. And I'm going to focus on this thing. I'm going to work on this item that I've been trying to do, that I've been manifesting, that I've been praying for, that I've been telling myself I'm going to do. And when you focus, you can do those things. So it's all I got for this episode, man. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff for the algorithm. Be sure to drop some comments down below in the comments and let's have a conversation. Let me know how you guys feel about this. Also, share tips on how you focus, right? We all have different ways that we focus. As always, it's your guy CJ, and I'm out. Peace.